Man, oh man. Salute to Curtis Jackson for this one, boy.
Listen.
Oh man, that man been batting 1,000 since he came on that scene, on that set, and they don't even remember all the other movies he did before the ones that got big and popular and all the different television series. But that was a trailer for season 3 of BMF. And man, what can we say about that that series that highlights the life of the one and only Demetrius Meech Flenory? And his son came on our show, and we all know this story, and that story actually played an integral part in the development of hip-hop on the South and the whole incredible scene that we've seen. And the person that plays Charles is, man, I call him a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Not that we ever spent a holiday together, nothing like that. But when you from the soil we're from and you see people win, they automatically your family members. All right. And every time I saw him, whether I saw him on Creed 2, whether I saw him on Lost in Space, when I saw him acting opposite Denzel and Viola Davis in Fences.
Crazy.
In Fences with Denzel, I said, man, there's something about that dude. He got that Bay Area swag, and I want to welcome him to the show, man. Come on, the one and only Russell Hornsby is here.
Russ!
Party people.
Yes.
What's goody?
Russ, what up, man? Look at his
Man, we've been hearing about the Bay all morning.
That's we call that's the rhythm section.
Wow.
That's the rhythm section. The
Bay.
Shut up, Sway. He got backup, so he acting up today.
Okay, yo. It's just amazing, right, to watch your evolution. He went to St. Mary's High School in Berkeley, right? And some of the people, just to give you some context of what some of the people who went to St. Mary's High School in Berkeley are.
Well, we got Souls of Mischief came out of there. Damani Thompson grew up with Tajay, and we all and even I was thinking about it like Tom Shimura, Lyrics Born. Lateef, the Truth Speaker.
Oh my God.
We all grew up, went to school together. And it was just a time when we were able to just live and be ourselves. There's a lot of creativity at that time.
Well, y'all basking in it? Like, did everybody know what everybody's goals were at that time?
Not really. We were just able to have fun. I tell people all the time, I think I had the best childhood growing up in Oakland. I think that we always talk growing up and living in the spirit of the Panther, you know what I mean? And so we're able to have a sense of consciousness, a sense of self, a sense of purpose about who you are and where you came from, what the roots were, but also understand that we came from a true culture of music, of art, politics, things of that nature, right? So we all talk about, Huey P. Newton and the Panthers and whatnot, but then we also talk about the Mac. We talk about Too Short and all that. And then what Tony brought to the fore. And we just have this great mix and cross-section of just an immense amount of talent. You know what I mean? And like you said, it's in the soil. It's in the water.
It's in the air.
It's in the air. It's in the roots.
Shut up, Sway.
Come
Not
on,
you,
man.
Russell, but we are, oh, gosh.
I mean, I'm saying the same thing Russell's saying.
It sounds different coming from him.
And then, so you grew up listening to the Wake Up Show.
Yes.
King Tech can be.
Yeah. That Wake Up Show, Flow, Hip Hop's alarm clock, the bomb spot. That was
What's one of your milestone highlights of the show? When King Tech, we were young doing it, so we didn't realize the impact. We just knew what the mission was, but we didn't realize the impact. How many people in the Bay were just sitting up at night recording these different moments that took place?
Yeah.
What do you remember?
I mean, to me, my biggest memory was the flow, the Hobo Junction versus Hyro freestyle
Sophia.
battle. Yeah, Sophia,
Casual,
Tajay. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a Hyro guy.
That was
I'm a
fly.
Hyro guy.
Like, you know what I mean? And the way those brothers were able to bring that whatever that little beef was, and really bring it on wax, and really bring it, to the flow, to the table, to the stage, if you will, and really get down like that. I mean, that's one of the more memorable hip hop moments, period. Regardless of what coast you on, whether East or West. I mean, and then that tape started going around.
That's the tape went
know
viral.
what I mean?
That was
That
viral
tape
before
was-
they said
that
viral.
was like 3 hours of just get down.
People never knew Sophia was the guy in Menace to Society.
Yeah. Cousin
That's
Harold.
Cousin Harold.
Yeah.
The one
That's
that got
Sophia.
shot in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the Sophia, and then
He was like, casual is dope. He was like, casual is fat in the stomach. Yeah, I remember that freestyle in Harlem, man. I was a Hyro fan, man.
The way that happened was I was friends with all of them.
Okay.
And so one time, folks from Hyro come on the show, come on KMEL and say some things. Some casual might say something, and Sophia would say something. So King Tech and I was like, I came up with this, like, hey, man, why don't y'all air it out on air? We had no idea that radio broadcast would do what it's done. Now it's documentaries made about it and the whole nine.
Legendary.
And I love it. It's legendary. Oh, man.
And when you think about it, that's really off the dome.
Yeah.
Like, cats had no time to prepare. They couldn't get, I mean, they were off the straight dome. Like, you don't come in, okay, let me get my little thoughts together. Let me put this, you know what I mean? That's something you have to do. Tajay, casual, fest. I mean, just off the dome. They were like one of the originators of really being able to battle.
I love that Russell is doing this and sharing this, because there was a time when actors, especially on your caliber of acting, who can share a screen with Denzel and Viola, like Academy Award winners, you know what I mean? And because of your passion and your knowledge of hip hop, you can go from that space and then walk onto a show where 50 is an EP and just have the same amount of passion and dedication for what you did with Viola and Denzel, for what you do for someone that come from hip hop. And I think that's so dope, because so early on, folks with your level of talent wouldn't work with rappers. You know what I mean? Wouldn't mix the two. It's like, oh no, they doing that thing over there. But just listening to you and your respect for it as well, I'm so glad you shared that with us, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, Heather. It's like coming back to your roots. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you set off, you embark on a mission of sorts, right? So you graduate from high school. I went to Boston University and studied, you know, Shakespeare and all the classics and all that kind of stuff, right? But I realized that I was able to put my mouth around those words because of hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because of the cadence, because of the iambic pentameter and all of that nature. You say, had it pleased heaven to try me with affliction, had they rained all kinds of sores and shames on my bare head, steeped me in poverty to the very lips, or given to captivity me and my utmost hopes, I should have found in some part of my soul a drop of patience, but alas. Up and out of Miss On, I was raised to be strong. Mama told me be a thug since the day I was born. You see what I'm saying?
The transition was mean right there.
We got a hyena up in
Talk
there.
about Hamilton.
So you know,
That's deep.
you take that, and then I take my roots of hip hop, my listening to Pac and Short, and I'm taking that to theater school.
It's transferable,
right? It's 100% transferable. So you learn the classics, you learn how to study, and you become a student of acting, because there is a craft in acting. And I just came from Tougaloo College in Mississippi on Tuesday, and I was telling the students, you can't skip steps in life. And I said, and I also shared with them, I said, what's most important, besides not skipping the steps, I said, don't chase the bag. I said, I'm telling young people, that I'm mentoring, I said, you can get money anytime. I said, don't worry about the money. Chase experiences. Chase opportunities. I said, because you can't go back and get that time back. You can always get you some more money, but you can't get time back. And when you're young, you got energy to do all these different things.
Less responsibilities.
And so, 100%. So, I mean, that's what it was been about for me.
Thank you,
man. Russell Horsnby, my brother here. He went from my friend to my brother's here.
Just moving up the family tree.
Man. Pretty soon, my twin Russell. So when you talk about acting being a craft, who did we I often wonder about what that requires to do it well. Like you really truly have to surrender,
yes, you do,
to the craft. We surrender to our craft and what we do. That's why we've been able to sustain for so long.
Yeah.
We grew up. You grew up listening, right?
Yep.
Talk about that process of surrendering to the craft.
Well, I mean, I think first and foremost, the saying goes, "To thine own self be true," right? And so I was able to understand who I am, where I came from. I think you have to embrace your roots, you have to embrace your culture, but you also have to be able to to have that duality, right? And so when I'm learning the craft, You're learning about your body. You're learning about how you move, how you breathe, right? It's being in touch and being in tune with yourself. You know, I kind of liken it to Luke Skywalker or, in Star Wars, right? It's sort of analogous to when going to try to become a Jedi.
Yes.
Right? So when you're going to theater school, when you're going to learn this craft, I'm a Jedi Knight. I'm a Jedi in training, right? And that's why we call it being able to be a master of your craft.
Right.
Right? So you go to school to try to learn to become a master of your craft. And so when you come out of school after 4 years, they call the commencement, it's only the beginning.
It's the beginning.
Right? So I still have to embark and have more experiences in life, but also work experiences so I can slowly become a master. And then so when you start to work opposite people like Viola Davis, which I worked on her also on stage and on screen.
Okay.
Talk about it.
I'm working opposite another master.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so this is me now in training yet again.
Yeah.
And so that opportunity working with Viola, and then they say, a couple years goes by, they say, you know what? You might be ready to go with the real master. Come on with D.
With Denzel Washington.
Let's see what you have and let's see if you can measure up. And I'm only able to do that because I did the work. Because I took the time, right? I didn't skip the steps.
Yeah.
And I also embraced experiences.
Yeah.
So I'm able to take all those experiences of life and everything like that and pour that into the work. Because you can't do what you haven't done. What do they say? The saying goes, you can't lie in life and tell the truth on stage.
Ooh.
Hold up.
So you can't be faking life and think you're going to be real on stage.
Right.
I'm curious.
So that's why it's to thine own self be true. Right?
Yeah. When you talk about his levels to mastery, obviously, and you spoke about working with Denzel, and I often look, a lot of young correspondents, people who do it in the field we work in, they'll come to me and say I inspired them. And I receive that.
Yes.
I think that's beautiful. That's part of my purpose. But I tell them, you inspire me.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
You inspire me. So when I'm looking at a Michael B. Jordan, who hasn't been at it as long as you have, but I consider him a master now.
Yeah.
So what did you learn differently from a master like Denzel from a master like Michael B. Jordan?
I think what I learned from Denzel is that take the focus and the onus off of yourself.
Okay.
You are now here to help to uplift your scene partner. And he said, you get we get our egos get in the way, right? Thinking about like, listen, I'm gonna be dope in this scene. I'm about to be fly or whatever, and we lose the purpose of what the scene is about. The scene is about helping your scene partner and being there to listen, just like in life, right? When you sit down with your friends and family, you ask somebody how they're doing, you really want to know. So I'm here to listen. And so that's what I really learned from D. For Michael, I really appreciated and respected his enthusiasm and his commitment to getting better.
Yeah.
And watching and seeing the growth and him in the continued growth. And so, watching all the roles that he played, his dedication to not only become the physical attributes, but also the technical attributes, and him being able to take a note from the director and apply it. And you see that is part of his growth, and he's enthusiastic about learning and continuing to get better. And now we're seeing, which I applaud him directing in Creed 3.
Yes,
huge.
Wow.
Big round of applause for that.
Yes.
That's big.
Russell Horsnby is here. We're talking about BMF. It's out now, season 3.
Yes,
Hulu. Tracy, jump in there. Get in there.
Oh my gosh.
Tracy straight ahead.
She's still in New York.
Hey, baby.
Hey, this is such a good conversation, my guy. I wanted to get into BMF because I'm such a big fan. And what I love about actors, you guys remind me of this every time you come on the show, is I realize y'all tend to be such humanitarians because you literally have to live the lives of so many characters. And so I feel like it amplifies your empathy and just general understanding. So with that said, when it comes to Charles, right, and I'm going to just throw it out there, citizens, this might be a spoiler alert when it comes to the recent episodes, right? Do you feel like playing Charles, you now understand, because there are some temptations that he falls victim to, some indiscretions. This is an age-old question, Russell. Please, why do men tend to succumb to cheating? Have you learned more about the why in playing Charles?
No, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think it's always, the temptation has always been there and it will always be there. Cheating and infidelity is as old as the act itself. And so we can't deny the human need, for pleasure, and I think that, and I also think that what happens is oftentimes, and happens now, it happens then, a lot of people, men and women alike, they suffer in silence. And so when their intimacy needs may not be met properly, they seek the need to satisfy it elsewhere. And I don't think it's necessarily the need for the physical act as much as it is the need to be heard, as much as it is the need to be touched, felt. It's the look, it's the feel, it's the eye contact. It's those things that I think entice men and women alike to step away from their significant other. And I think that we're always talking about communication in our culture, right? And I think that part of the lack of intimacy comes from the lack of communication that two people don't have because of bills, because of family, because of children, all those kinds of things that can wear families down. And I mean, it's just human nature, And so I don't think that it's of any malicious intent, if you will. Right? I think it's based on a human need that needs to be addressed. And I think it just stems from the need to be heard.
Wow, man.
Very eloquently explained.
Russell Horsnby is here. It's interesting, Tracy. Last time we were in L.A., I was standing outside the building, and Russ just came walking by. I was like, man, what are you doing here?
Casually.
It was like 6:30. It was early.
It was early in the morning. Yeah. He was just walking. Hey, what up, Sway, man? Hey.
No, I was going to get my workout in.
Going to get your workout, and after you left, Heather and I commented, and I was giving her a little bit about your history, and I was like, yo, this man looks amazing. So
yes, he does.
I commend you on how you preserved yourself. We got somebody on the line right now. John is calling from Northern Cali. John, what up?
What up, Johnny?
What's going on, guys? How y'all feeling?
Doing excellent. How about you?
Man, doing great. Russ, Hornsby, man, what's up, man? John Fisher, bro.
Oh, snap. What's up, bro?
My brother?
Oh, man, I can't call it. How you
man?
been, man? We go from back in the days of old when nights were bold.
Man, oh, my God.
Well, did he go to high school with y'all, too?
John Fisher, yeah.
John, so you knew Tajay and everybody as well then, John?
Man, let me tell you something, man. I grew up with all of the hieroglyphics and social mischief and casual and Dale the Funky Homo Sapien and the whole clique. I grew up with everybody, bro. I mean, elementary school, junior high school, everything, man. We all are family, bro.
Dope. Crazy, man. What are your thoughts on John? John, what are your thoughts on Russell?
Well, first of all, what I want to say is, Russ, man, congratulations on everything that you have been doing, man. I've been following your career, and you are just the shit, man. Thank you for representing the town. Thank you for representing, Skyline and St. Mary's, and just us up in Northern California, man. I just want to say thank you and God bless.
Appreciate that, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you for supporting me.
Always supporting your family, bro.
Yes.
Hey, John, who won the battle between Hieroglyphics and Hobo Junction?
Souls of Mischief, of course.
Me and Hyro, I know I'm fly, bro.
Hey.
You know what? One of the things I don't often talk about, back then when we did this battle live on KMEL, we had to take phone calls for people to vote. So we got up to 500 phone calls, right?
Oh, wow.
And it was like 247 to High Road, 248 to Hobo, 249 to High Road. It was close. So we pretty much had to call it a tie. And the whole time, Saphira is standing over my shoulder like, you better make us win.
I didn't know that.
Love Saphira.
Love Saphira, Reggie. That's my brother. Salute. Hey, give Saphira a round of applause.
Battle drill.
That's a Bay Area legend.
That's it.
Come on, man. Him and his family, man.
Definitely,
Russell,
man.
you got to come back on. Oh, John, take care, man. You're a citizen, brother.
All right, brother John. Be easy, baby.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I want to say, Sway, man, thank you, bro, for what you've been doing. Tracy, thank you for doing it. Heather B, man, I've been a fan of you since Glock's down, man. So, one love to the State 45.
One love, John. Thank you, brother.
Man. Love y'all, bro.
Oh, love you too, Russell, man. It was great having you on the show today.
For
You got to
real.
come back.
Thank you. Will do.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Especially
Appreciate
if
it.
you're in New York, we got each other's number. Come on the show and hang out.
All right,
because we got a longer conversation to have.
I like it.
Right,
I like
that. We got another. It ain't always about a business. I know
Right.
we gonna link on all other areas.
Indeed. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Russell Horsnby, man. BMF is out right now, season 3. Anything you want to say in closing about BMF?
No, I just want to say, listen, VMF, Friday nights, 9 o'clock on Stars. Come support it. We're doing the damn thing, and we're making it happen because it's real. And appreciate all the love and support that we've received up to this point, and just continue to bless us. Thank you all.
All right. We also want to thank David Sebastian for coming by. DJ, the legendary Broadway. Thank you, brother.
Killed it.
Cannabis and Kicks.
Okay.
Podcast. Oh, the AFL is back. I just wanted to say that. The Arena Football League is back, and I'm the official DJ of Arena Football.
Look at you, man. Go ahead, man.
Yeah,
Go ahead and
man.
Pay that college
Nice.
tuition.
All
All right. I see you, man. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Got some more special guests. Thank you for tuning in. Tracy, you want to say anything in closing?
Yeah, I love you, citizens. Thank you so much for your vulnerabilities. Thank you so much for sharing your triumphs with us. This was a spectacular Good News Thursday, and I really appreciate being on the receiving end of it. It's Tracy G. Holla at me. ITSTRACYG.
All right, Russell, are you one of the actors that don't really be on social media?
No, I'm on Twitter at Russell Horsnby, and also on Instagram at Russell Horsnby. RUSSOUL Hornsby.
Okay. Russell. I
Let
like
your
that.
soul glow.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm at Real Sway across the board. You can see all these interviews on Sway's Universe. We got some new ones up right now. Lord Sirius up next. Heather B is at Urban View. You can follow her at the Happy Hour, WHB. And on that note, citizens, we have nothing left to say.